for some reason, I don't know why, there is now a Damar Hamlin controversy that somehow either the NFL, the Hamlin family, there's some people that are withholding Damar Hamlin from us. I will tell you, one of the things about his condition is something called HIPAA. Unless the Hamlin family wants to tell us his diagnosis and what really happened, we don't get to know. The NFL and the doctors, they can't come out and tell us unless the family allows them to do that. Though, and it has to be certain members of the family because you declare who gets to know and who doesn't, even on your own medical stuff. But now this new thing, and I'm not making this up, that Damar Hamlin really isn't okay, and he really wasn't at the Bills game, and it's a body double. And now remember, the key to all conspiracies, the key, and I've said this many times, the key to all conspiracies, you must have a narrative you can walk out that is the reason for the conspiracy. You have to answer this question. Damar Hamlin isn't really okay, and the reason why they're pretending he is because of this.
Yeah, what's the end game?
Two words, the Super Bowl.
Right.
And money.
Yeah, right.
So 4 words.
Right. Now, I will say this. Some of you are quick to shout money. Appreciate that. But you still got to show us that. You got to show us how it's going to cost them money for Damar Hamlin to not be okay. I can hear that the game of football knows that death on the field is going to lead to even more scrutiny of this dangerous game. But, I mean, football has survived this in the past, and there's some people back to pretending they like female announcers on male sports. They'll pretend to care about how dangerous football is, but they're only going to change it so much because they know, back to money, it will no longer be intriguing to fans if we turned it into flag football. People just aren't going to pack 100,000-seat stadiums and coliseums to watch people play flag football. They're just not.
Well, you're going to get a look at that for the Pro Bowl.
Right.
You can actually see how it's going to look.
So we're saying that this person that went to the Bills game, the conspiracy is that wasn't Damar Hamlin.
Well, you have a couple of points of view here. One, it was that it was a body double. The other is that it is him, but why are they hiding him from us as far as just why didn't he just look to the camera and wave and say, give a thumbs up, maybe a quick interview, because I understand he has a great personality. Nobody on this staff is saying there's a big conspiracy. It's just that's what's out there.
I'm
now Jason Whitlock,
Adler is saying it.
I'll tell you what's weird. Is there any footage on this day of him without that on his face? No matter where he's at.
Real cold.
Nobody around him's got it on.
Real cold.
Nobody around him. It's not cold inside the suite.
Not in the suite. It's
not in the suite with his little brother who's sitting there with nothing on his head.
Right.
I'm just saying that's odd.
It's just strange.
To Bubba's point, though, I've seen people wear these things now.
Yeah, but
driving in cars with something over their face.
It's the style. And he's a heart patient, he's probably on some kind of blood thinner, and that makes you very cold.
But when I come inside, I'm not going to go, whoo.
Yeah, I got my hood on, my mask on, my shades on.
Okay, y'all didn't really ask me, but I'm going to tell you.
Sure.
January 5th, I believe, is when this happened. This country and most of the rest of the world shut down that night, concerned about this. And I just don't feel like we've gotten enough answers.
I agree with you on that.
And because of things like this, it is strange.
I agree with that because I don't understand.
Happened, right?
I understand why their camp or the Bills or the NFL hasn't come out and said, hey, the reason why he's covered up, the reason why he's not doing any public speaking is because he's not ready for that now. He's still in progress.
He's going to walk around like a
process of getting back. He wanted to be at the Bills game to support him, but he wasn't able to talk or what. Why not just come out and say that? Because when you don't, now you leave it open for speculation and conspiracy theories.
And I don't want to do that. I think I know what's going on, but I'm not going to do that.
Can I say this, though, honestly, and all that I understand, everything you said I understand, but I think also, and this is a mistake, I'm saying it's wrong, but I think that there's still some people that think, can't you figure this out on your own? That he almost died on January the 5th, and he's just now gotten out of the hospital, and he's feeble. Do we have to explain that to you? Don't you understand why he's not holding press conferences yet? Don't you understand why he looks feeble? Don't you understand that he's just waving?
He didn't look feeble to me.
You can't figure that out in your own mind that a person had to be brought back to life and has his heart worked on
for 9 minutes, by the way.
In the hospital.
It made more sense to me that he wouldn't show up at all.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is, can't you see though that him showing up is a pretty big effort on his part? And he probably isn't going to hold a press conference.
Well, yeah, I don't know that I want a press conference. Just you know,
everybody else in every picture is normal.
Yeah,
of course, everybody else in the rest of it down the field.
Why you hide his identity is the big gap.
Yes, his identity is being hidden, and the broadcast is so strange. Here's like 10 seconds of audio from the broadcast. Why would they say it like this?
Oh, looks like Damar Hamlin is in the building. Yes. If they show him in the stadium in any capacity, it will blow the doors off of this place.
Damar Hamlin is in the building, yes. Oh, is he really? Is he really?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If I'm that little boy that had to freeze out there and go up to that suite and come to the game without him being there, I don't like being part of it.
This is so weird right here. Look at the security, and look, his head is down. He's got sunglasses on. He's got a mask on. Security is keeping him so tight. That is a tight ship. Ladies and just gentlemen, actually,
I'm not saying
just
it's
gentlemen.
Not him.
Right. No, I'm saying it's just the way it's being handled is weird.
They've flown him and shown him the ice wall. That's it.
Yeah,
he's seen some stuff.
Bubba, that's and now let's really make it
makes
creepy.
It even more
let's show
dramatic.
his silhouette.
Yes, it's just his silhouette.
Still got his hood and mask.
Winter is coming.
Hey, still got his hood and mask on. It's probably 80 degrees.
They got it to snow to help cover up his identity.
They even blew snow.
Well, the snow's not even real.
Body double.
It's a snow machine.
That's the best look we get of him, and he's still covered. Oh, okay. If he can do hearts and whoop his hands in the air, he can talk. He can smile.
By the way, do y'all kind of like that the Bengals spanked him anyway?
Boy, did
that was bad.
They didn't follow the script, did they?
Okay, so Damar Hamlin, this controversy that has started again. The conspiracy, why we're pretending that Damar Hamlin is at a game that he's not at. I don't.
Why not?
Yeah, right. Didn't work. If it was to inspire the Bills, it did not work because
nobody let the Bengals.
Even though we are all thankful and we hope that Damar Hamlin is doing better. Even if he had been on the field, he doesn't block the defensive front of the Bengals.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
no.
and
sorry about the Cinderella ending.
Right. Nor does he pressure Burrow, who adapted to the environment and played a masterful game. But anyway, so I don't know what to do with this, but we have Jason.
Yeah, this what we're showing here though is what Damar actually put out, and
there you can't see him again.
Yeah.
Can't see him.
Right.
Why would he not just take his hood off and smile for the camera?
You would want that.
Yeah.
Look at the distance, and you can't see the face at all.
I don't know.
These things don't help.
No, it doesn't.
Guys, now I have no reason why they would do this. That's just weird.
It's somebody saying clone.
No, that's him. He did it. That was his tweet.
Okay.
Clone.
Why would he say clone?
I guess I don't know. Is he saying he's that same person,
or is he saying they cloned him?
No,
this is my clone. This is a clone. That's what he's saying.
Right. That's what he's saying.
Okay. So,
but yeah, no. Jason Whitlock had some commentary as to why maybe he's being kept a mystery, and this is for his marketability and his imaging. But this was what Jason had to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I still have a bed song playing.
Okay,
and now we're good.
All right.
There we go.
Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills safety, is most valuable over the next year as a mystery, not as a whistleblower or truth teller. The truth about what happened to him on Monday Night Football a month ago is totally irrelevant in comparison to how much money he can earn by telling a story that pleases advertisers. This is the power of television and social media. Separately, they harm the truth. Together, they annihilate truth, reducing it to an unrecognizable rubble and a weapon of mass destruction. The weaponization of Damar Hamlin began this weekend.
Wow. He's saying, look, it's just he's more valuable if he just remains a mystery. Now,
I just like to see a picture of him standing there, and there he is.
Yeah, and
without his hood,
like his face. Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, there's all kinds of people here. So if you go down this conspiracy thing, you have probably the purest. If you're going to be in conspiracy world, the purest one is the NFL doesn't need bad publicity about a person dying on the field. All right, and I'm going to leave that just
but
because
no way to get around.
My first one is going to be the violence of the game, even though this probably didn't have much to do with the violence of the game. It doesn't matter. That's how it'll be portrayed. Then there's the other one.
It wasn't a violent hit at all.
Then there's the other one. We forced a lot of people to take an experimental vaccine.
Yep.
And one
of the side effects was fluid around the heart, which can cause exactly what happened and maybe amplified the hit he had.
There's that.
You got to put that in.
I'm not saying that happened.
I'm just saying it is a possibility.
You've listed two possibilities.
That's just what happened. And then the other is kind of, I think Whitlock is speaking to that, by the way. But I think the other is, I'm just I've become a really big deal right now. Not the way you want to become a big deal, by the way. I wasn't really a star player. I was a good player, but I wasn't even in the lineup till somebody got hurt. Okay, so let's not miss that. I'm not a marquee player, but now I'm becoming one because of what happened. I'm known in every household now,
and I've probably been told I cannot play anymore.
Right.
Keep that in mind too. So now he's got to figure out a way to earn money.
Yeah, because he had come from another team, and then was not a starter until somebody got hurt. So we're not somebody who's got a bunch of endorsement deals lined up before this. Now it's unlimited what he can become, and so there may be the more, like Whitlock said, the more we remain a mystery, the more valuable I am. Period. I mean, and it's just about my brand.
You're looking at a $40-50 million potential deal for a movie, for a book, for interviews, maybe more, maybe $100 million. I don't know. But anything you say or anytime you're photographed, it takes away from this is Kiss with the makeup on, right? I mean,
a little bit.
Until we sit down under the bright lights and talk about it, it's a mystery and everybody's going to want to hear it.
Yeah, and because Greg made this point, I understand HIPAA, so you don't have to educate us on that. Yeah. And I know, but the people, the family could tell us or tell the doctors to tell us. They could. They aren't. We don't know why. Maybe they just want their privacy, and that may be. But none of us have been told. We diagnosed Damar, and here's why he fell unconscious. Here's why he had the cardiac event, and here's how we fixed it.
Yeah,
we haven't heard any of that. And again, the family has to decide if we're going to hear that or not. A doctor just can't roll out and do a press conference about your health. So I'm sure they'd be willing to do it if the family would allow them to do it. So it really does create quite a little mystery, doesn't it?
And then you start throwing all this with it.
Yeah. Now, do I think it's just a guy that's been through a lot of trauma, and he's been tried to get to a game to see if he could fire up the fans and help his team and show some appreciation, and he acted kind of odd because he's been through a really traumatic event? That's probably what's going on more than anything. But it doesn't help when you want, back to what you said, Speedy, whether we like it or not, we're living in a time, because of all the things we've already mentioned, you really need to explain yourself and control your narrative and make things very clear on what is and isn't. If you don't, then everybody just runs wild.
Yep.
This thing, doesn't everybody know? No, not anymore. We'll come up with all kinds of scenarios. So if you don't clear it up, we're more than willing to try.
Yeah.
You don't tell us what's happening, we're more than willing to make stuff up.
Fill in the blank.
Or to start our own little theories with no ill will intended. Just we haven't been told, so we want to talk about it. We want to figure it out. We want to kick it around.
Yeah. So, and it could be kind of back to what you're saying, Rick, about his, I guess, his finances. And he, by the way, had signed a 4-year, $3.64 million contract when he was drafted in the 6th round in 2021. But in his contract was the standard split that he would get paid a lower rate if he was placed on injured reserve, which they did do. But they're working that out to where he still get paid. But it could be that he's holding out for a Dateline one-on-one sit-down interview where they're going to offer him millions of dollars for that one-on-one, and so he's not doing any interviews right now, whatever. But I just think a statement, hey, it was great being there. Sorry I wasn't able to speak to anybody, but I'm not quite ready for that. On my way back, I'm healing up. But something, just make it something.
But I've noticed, because it kind of frustrates me sometimes, it's become mod not to be forthcoming.
Yeah.
Have you ever
mystery?
Have you ever seen somebody they'll post something and you'll see it and it interests you? You're like, man, that's interesting, and you start trying to read what they've written so you can figure out what's going on, and they won't tell you. They'll put something like that, clone, just one word, and you're just, I'm not saying use the word clone, but just a word, and you're like, well, what does that mean? People don't. It's almost like we don't like clarity anymore.
Yeah.
No one likes clarity. I love clarity. I want to know.
Damar Hamlin's legs looking awful skinny in this picture, guys. I mean, it's pretty skinny for an NFL player right there, guys. Who's that, Speedy?
There it is.
Speedy's playing.
Okay. All right, buddy.
Well, I tell you what.